Hello and welcome to Supreme Commander Forged Alliance. This is a game from the WWPC under 1900 qualification rounds. I think there'll be 2 rounds. This is round 1. Morax, big thanks to Morax. That's the first thing I want to say for organizing WWPC for months. I think is a pretty long-standing organizer. It maybe didn't go through the best times, but he actually, I think, pretty much brought it back. And thanks for all the other people organizing it. But of course, they're all in this division. They're all playing to play me because I'm the current champion. So I will make an attempt to cast all the qualifiers, at least from this division. Maybe I'll go into other divisions as well, especially the U1900. Or if there's really exciting games, definitely send them my way. But I'll try to analyze all the different players and see how they should be beaten. Maybe choose maps, and if people want to suggest what maps I should choose for the final, definitely do so. So as I'm talking here, got to compare the two build orders. Morax, you have Jagged Alliance. Of course, you probably have seen Jagged Alliance on this channel a couple times already. He was the champion before the champion who I beat. I thought I was going to play him. So Morax, is that second or third? That appears to be third. And that's a lot of PGens. So given that he's got these engineers, of course he's not doing manual reclaim, so this engineer is stupid and decides to get the wrong trees. You want to get these. It's intricate details like that that piss me off a lot about some maps. And in this case, it's not actually a huge deal, given that he's not even using that because he's built so many PGens for third air, second land. He's going to be wasting power pretty soon. So it's a lot of the mass that was wasted on those PGens for no reason. You can think of power kind of like a penalty you have to use, penalty in mass for amount of mass you actually have. So many PGens you make, but bomber not coming out. So this is going to be an issue for Morax. See, that's the difference, second and third. And one of the reasons Jagged Appliance probably not wasting power, you can see that's perfect. It's because he does have 2 engineers assisting, and I'm sure somebody like Zlaw is always hammering on this early assist with the engineers. Definitely utilize it. Yeah, if this bomber is successful taking out those engineers, it could be a big problem for Morax. Because yeah, he's probably thinking these got to get 2 max structures, Hydro, then another 4 max structures. So killing these, he used to think that cutting off this engineer is pretty important, but usually you can catch it with a light assault weapon. It's not even there yet for Morax. And nice dodge, a stoppy. But where is the interceptor? It needs to come out. It needs to do serious dodging. Siren bomber, you can dodge it. It's not like the Seraphim one, which is much more difficult to dodge. But early on, you can see there are a couple defensive men. This is actually, this is the force to cut off the other expansion. So far, 1 engineer down. Probably want to send more engineers. See a lot of these tanks. This tank is likely going to go somewhere over here to try to deny any engineers getting the top corner. And the ACU for Morax is running. He's going to get some reclaim. So taking this top plateau. And now, and this is actually an interesting move, putting down the bomber on the ground. It actually takes the interceptor maybe longer to kill it, because a lot of times the bombers get killed as one. They're moving directly in front of the interceptor and get a lot of shots in before the interceptor overtakes. But it's standing still. Kind of minimizes that. Still wasn't successful though, so that tank will be taken out. It may have been spotted by an early scout. And yeah, so far a lot of dying, and it's all been Morax. Jagged, very nice rating. His ACU is out through the middle. He's also, you can see actually, because Morax stopped to build the factory there. So that's pretty cool to build a factory there. You'll see where he goes at. That's the factory. No, that's the ACU. The ACU is looking to go after Jagged. So it looks like he's spotted where the ACU is and maybe wants to get an early fight. Feeling like he's a bit, what is it called? Beat up. Yeah, that's a big difference. This Hydra's going to get a huge advantage of power to Jagged. He can continue to spam a lot of... He's actually wasting power now, so that's not going to make a huge difference for him. But if you want to put more build capacity on the air factory... Actually, this is when you can pause those engineers. Let's see, Morax solve his problems. Yeah, because he doesn't have the mass to have a problem. If you're poor, they won't tax you. Depends where you live, of course. Yeah, if you're poor, you don't get taxed. You just get killed. That's the rule. That's what Supreme Commander teaches us about real life. That's how you should judge any work of art, is how much of a reflection it is on reality. Jagged a plant sitting by. Scout for Jagged. Actually, see what Jagged has seen. He's got no radar coverage here, so he doesn't really have much of a clue. Total mass stall. Kind of sad. That's when you gotta pause engineers making power, pause engineers making land factories, and see just what your economy looks like when you pause all the engineers, except of course expansioneers. And if at that stage you see you still are imbalanced, then you should do something with engineers. If you've got your base to a place where it's running and totally taking what's the factories are taking, that's the ideal situation for spam. And only when you get reclaim and more mass sectors, you should change it. You shouldn't take something that looks good and then ruin it by overbuilding. Inties, bombers, and so far total domination. It looks like Morax completely abandoned this bottom part. That's one of the reasons his engineers died over here, and also because his ACU didn't take the sledge, he doesn't really have a pivot from which to attack these bottom. I imagine here transport organized, given that Jagged has 2 air factories, and dropping on these positions that would totally seal map control, because otherwise, even though he's denied them, he's still fairly close of map control, given most units go to the top for Morax. He's anticipating that early battle, maybe. They're actually not cutting in. I think he could have already met Jagged over here if he took his ACU from there to there, and he may even try to go for a draw or even a win if he moved all of his forces in that direction as well. That's maybe what Jagged was sitting there waiting. Maybe he just wants to avoid that early fight. I have no idea. Some gestures. I see Tech 2s. Still more power for Jagged. 200 X's. Yeah, power is a problem. And now Jagged is going to get some veterancy, and whoops. Didn't take the right path. This is where the battle should happen. And this is really ideal. You want to have an overwhelming force against the ACU, especially with a couple of gestures that can finish the job. And then somewhere else you got a weak force taking on the ACU, giving it veterancy. So I think everything went bad for Jagged, for Morax. For Jagged, yeah, he won it with the early raids, and really no response from Morax. That he can get sealed off here, but this is where, if all these factories, we're sending units over here, imagine some factories. What is this? Still make it engineers. You don't really need that at this stage, probably for a while. Although on this map, engineers are always good to get all the mass, get all the reclaim. Morax 15 kills, Jagged 13. Some inties taking the shot for the ACU, and actually Jagged, not a lot of units coming in. I'm surprised the number of gestures is so low. Where I think all those inties died somewhere for Jagged, so Morax is doing a pretty good job on air. Surprising given the power situation. Morax now 22 kills, should be able to escape. Yeah, I guess there were some factories here. Morax says you have 22 kills, 17 kills. Jagged continues to retreat and still has air control. Now some engineers finally made it. That will give Jagged a huge eco advantage. A very lucky engineer right there. Morax now 24 kills. Any upgrades? I imagine Jagged is about to finally get some mass to use all that power, but even when he gets it, he's still got too much. It's good that he decides he wants some more. That's the smart, safe thing to do. Always make more power. That's what happens when you're a noob for a long time and you're always power stalling. You get this shift back to where I gotta make power, and you make power, and things are so good. You keep making it even when you don't need it anymore. Let's see. There's a lot of sick people on FAF. We all got. Some people have the right kind of problems. Some people have the wrong kind of problems. Usually a combination. So, and the different kind of problems come out at different times. Jagged will take the high ground. He'd like to observe his troops win this one, but I'm not sure if that was the right move. This might actually save Morax. He's probably close to 40 kills here. He's gonna get some vet. He'll retreat. So what does Jagged have? He's got a whole bunch of reclaim here, which will take a lot of manual reclaim. This engineer and this engineer are too stupid to get all that mass. You got to give them manual reclaim, and this is thousands, a couple thousand mass just sitting there if you're willing to use your APM to get it, and if you feel like you need it. Now, of course, if you have that OCD problem and a lot of APM, you will definitely do it, and you might be doing it for so long that you'll miss something somewhere else. But it doesn't look like there's anything to miss, given that Morax, what is he trying to do? More air factories, going tech 2. Yeah, his mind is split. He's got a split personality. Yeah, it's like split personality can be powerful if the different personalities don't fight each other. But you can see the two personalities here are fighting for mass. And that's the most important thing. At least at this stage, I feel like mass is the most important thing. But perhaps in the future, a new door will be opened for me, and I will realize it's something completely different, something that there's not even a word for, and that will be a great day, at least for me, and a great day for Supreme Commander as well. So I don't know what to say at this point. It's just kind of a murder in the forest. Jagged thought about dipping his toe into the water, thought about lives. Maybe here he could come up with some genius strategy to win. But it doesn't look like he's actually done much. He's got a tech to mass extractor. He's still working. Looks like the air personality has won. Let's see, this is going to be, it's going to produce nothing except an engineer, tech 2. And that's, yeah, an engineer, tech 2, maybe a tech 2 PD is thinking, but on a map like Loki, losing map control is huge. On some maps, you can play defense for a while. And then using reclaim, and if the other player just chooses to feed you, doesn't get a new winning strategy to beat the turtle, you can have some success. Not on Loki. If the other player gets nice, okay, that's the secret agents right there. That's his secret plan. Morax decides to move back. He's going to see a gunship, which will get killed. Anything else I want to say? Oh yeah, I wanted to mention Downlord's new client. So I think it's still early production, but it's supposed to work seamlessly with FAF, and hopefully it'll be a long time before FAF is left. But it certainly looks good from what I've seen, although I haven't seen too much. So I should put a link to that in the description. If I don't, remind me, maybe give me the link. As we're seeing Morax, he's going to be out. So Jagged moves on. He's going to play the winner of some people. I think Taquito is in this one. Taquito, it does make me a little worried with Fire Beetles. But yeah, at the end of the day, Jagged, not a lot of problems.